I gotta say, this is like Netflix for me now. This is actually entertaining. It is kind of depressing, isn't it? Since all of the cultural critics wanted entertainment to become more political, now politics is actually entertaining, and you watch entertainment in order to get political. I mean, we used to look up to our politicians for guidance, and we used to laugh at comedians. Nowadays, we laugh at politicians, and we look at comedians for guidance. What a world, what can I say? But this happened on Twitter. You see, I enjoy Elon Musk more than I should, and it's because while he is a billionaire, and while there are many criticisms you can levy at him, at least he is different than the other billionaires. At least he's not just taking it. Because the current meta, the way the game is played, if you're a rich person, you need to either pretend you're poor or you need to pretend you're on the side of the poor. So in other words, if you're filthy rich, you go around and say, oh, I care about the environment. I want to save the planet. Oh, I'll use my money to save the planet while I fly in a private jet. Ha ha ha. Or better yet, you go to a Met Gala convention where the richest people on earth go to, and you're like, oh, I'm going to tax the rich. I'm going to tax the rich while I'm mingling with the rich, and I'm shaking hands and meeting people with smiley faces. But don't look how rich I am, you guys. I am totally on your side. I really get the struggle. So, like, people are fed up of this hypocrisy, of this fakeness. At least with Elon Musk, is like, yes, I'm rich, goddammit. How am I stopping you from being rich? Just leave me alone, I'm paying my taxes. That's the attitude. And by the way, it seems that Elon Musk has paid more taxes this year than any other American has paid in history. And I don't see a fact checker debunking that, so it must be true. See, I am a person that is very dumb. I am stupid. I cannot use my brain. I'm like a child, and I need a fact checker to fact check things for me. So if a fact checker hasn't said that it is false, then it must be true. Which is why it's a little bit bewildering when you see Senator Elizabeth Warren, which, by the way, isn't a dumb person. Like, Senator Elizabeth Warren has wrote, in my opinion, one of the best economical books in the history of America. Unironically, it's one of the greatest reads that you can have. Very few economists have reached the level of understanding that Elizabeth Warren has. So, in her book, she points out how the turning point of the United States was the moment you couldn't have a household with only one income. I mean, that is mind-boggling, isn't it? Like, the idea that in the past, one person with one income could support an entire household. That sounds like a utopia now, doesn't it? People used to make fun of Love and Marriage, because it's like, oh, Al Bundy, ha ha ha. Al Bundy, as a shoe salesman, was able to have an entire household on his paycheck. And no one was saying, whoa, like that movie, like, it's ridiculous. It's like, how can that one guy have that big of a house and that large of a family with one income? And the reason people weren't pointing it out, because at the time it was actually possible. So while the show is a comedy and it's satire, that part isn't something that people have a lot to complain about. Now, Elizabeth Warren understands this, so she is a very smart woman in my book. Right? But she goes out of her way in order to, I guess, appeal to people who aren't smart, and she issues challenges like this, thinking that she's not going to get called on it, because Elon Musk is now the Time Person of the Year. Just like Hitler. And she's like, let's change the rigged tax code so the Person of the Year will actually pay taxes and stop freeloading on everyone else. Like, here's an interesting take. I understand that the government seizes the wealth. Like, they take and they take and they take and they take. When you get your paycheck, the government takes. When you buy something, the government takes sales tax. When an employer pays you your wage, the government takes. It takes and it takes and it takes like an octopus. It's got its tentacles in every jar, in every drawer, in every pocket, just taking and taking and taking. And if that's not enough, it then starts printing money. So the money you have become less and less valuable as the prices go up and up and up and up. This is what the government is doing. How about instead of the government taking it, it starts using the money it already took and does a proper job of it? Like, don't you think it took enough? Like, at what point did it take enough? So when the government doesn't have money for something, it's the government's fault. It's the government's fault for not spending the money correctly. Honestly, it's, like, imagine a guy that manages to make, I don't know, the wage of a chief diversity officer, which can make up to $187,000 a year. And imagine that guy whining that he doesn't have money. And if only the public university would pay him more. Like, he needs more money because he can't handle his finances. Who's to blame? Is it the public university not paying him enough? Her, sorry, not because we're talking about the chief diversity officer. Her, is it the university not paying them enough? Or is it that that person is incapable of handling the money that they already have? Like, at which point can you not say, look, the government already has enough money? If it doesn't redistribute the wealth, then the people in charge of the redistribution are mentally challenged and mentally deficient, and they need to be replaced because they suck at their job. When can we point the finger at the bureaucrat and say they're not doing a good job? It's not that the government hasn't taken enough. My God. If there was a way for the government to sign a contract with the devil so it can tax you in the afterlife, they would fucking do it. But anyway, alright, so Elon Musk actually responds and says that he pays more taxes than any American in history this year, which is true, by the way. And also, every single person that works for Elon Musk also pays taxes. So it's not just him paying taxes, the people that he employed pays taxes as well. And he then makes fun of these politicians, like, don't spend it all at once. Oh, you already did. They are spending so much. So much. And then also says, stop projecting Elizabeth Warren is a fraud. Her life's about being Native American. Look, Elon, you're in America, okay? It's illegal to own people like this. Like, just stop. Just stop. It's already dead. Like, you're beating a dead horse at this point. Just stop. You reminded me when I was a kid and my friends' angry mom would just randomly yell at everyone for no reason. Oh, no, she has a reason, by the way. Okay, she sucks the power from the people in order for her to be the establishment. Like, she needs the votes. She needs to be empowered by the people. So her shouting at you is signaling to the people that are poor that she is on their side. When in reality, she's on the side of the establishment. She is the person in power. What a joke. By the way, if it's an economic crisis, and everyone has to tighten the belt a little bit, especially during these times. Because the prices are going up and, people are making an effort in order to struggle to keep afloat. Wouldn't it be nice if the politicians would show a little bit of solidarity and get a pay cut as well? Maybe, like, not all of the bonuses that they're getting right now. Maybe you can cut a little bit of the spending that goes to the politicians as a show of solidarity, of course. Yeah, good luck with that. And by the way, I can't actually show you the quotes anymore from this tweet because I don't know if it's considered doxing. YouTube TOS, okay? Like, just showing random tweets might be considered doxing. So you can go on Twitter and you can see this for yourself because it's public information. But my favorite thing is, like, people whining at Elon Musk for having the audacity to respond to a politician. Like, oh my God, you're threatening her. Why are you threatening her? It's like, dude, what do you mean threatening her? It's like, at which point do you feel threatened? But my favorite one is like, let me do the voice, because I need to do the voice. Elon, you need to stop. My friend is looking up to you, and he wants to be an engineer like you. Please stop, Elon. Oh, please stop. Stop it, Elon. Like, what? So you're afraid that your friend will stand up to politicians? Oh my God, he might get this weird concept in his head that human rights are a thing. and that the politicians are meant to serve the people, not the other way around. Yeah, I can see why you wouldn't want Elon Musk as an example for your friend. No, see, the correct way of thinking is the medieval thinking, a traditional, a more conservative way of thinking, where the ruling elites are up there, and we look at them with awe and admiration, and every time they say something, we just ask, okay, you want us to jump? How high? How high? How higher does the tax needs to go up? How high? How high? You know, I want to actually reinvent taxation, right? Because like let's drop the facade with what taxes are. Let's create a new system where the government allows you to keep some of the money you make. You know, an allowance. Like you're allowed. So you go to work and you make $1,000 and you're allowed to keep $100. How about that? You know, and get rid of taxation altogether. Because maybe we can have the ANCAP dream as well. You know, taxation is theft. I completely agree. So let's have the medieval system where the government owns everything, every rock, every blade of grass. Everything is owned by the people in power. And they just allow you to keep something. You know, like through their graces, you're allowed to keep $100. How about that? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.